ready for drinking? Drawing? What about laughing? Well, hold on to your donkeys. It's season 3 of the ComX Friday Night Drink and Draw. With your hosts Sizzle and Spetsy, plus Quick Nick, our esteemed regulars, and Australia's best-looking creators. Many of whom have books for sale at ComX.shop. Now, let's get stanky.
Welcome to episode 94 of ComX's Drink and Draw. Every Friday night, well, almost every Friday night, we're here drawing, at least. Some of us are drinking, but we're definitely drawing. And tonight's theme is the Wild West.
The Wild, Wild West. Yeah, there he is. Oh.
Is that a cowboy hat or a jackaroo hat?
That's a cowboy.
Whatever I want it to be, boy.
Sad news to start the show. Might be the end of an era for me. Every day for 11 years. Well, sorry, every Sunday for 11 years, I had KFC. Then that went down to, once a fortnight. I had KFC tonight, and it's time for me to hang up the boots, I think. The deep fried chicken, it took the express train to Georgia, if you know what I'm saying. I don't think
Did you have diarrhea from chicken?
I think I like the express train to Georgia analogy metaphor thing, but yes, there is.
Sorry. Did you make chocolate curries?
There's a downtown Mr. Brown situation going on, but that's a problem. That's a problem that I am forced to deal with my own. One that I can't deal with a couple of 6-shooters and a mad-looking horse.
Now, Rob, we're all friends, dude. We're all here to support you in your troubles.
Oh, thank you, friend. And speaking of friends, of course, this is not even doable without my friend, the man they call Sizzle. Sizz, how are you, buddy?
A lot better.
Awesome. Well, we need to find out more about that. But first, we need to say hello to my partner in crime, Quick Nick.
Some of you might remember I used to do little gunshot sound effects to make you look at the screen so you wouldn't miss the quick. Since not done that, but I'll make sound effects tonight for everyone at home.
Any other sound effects? Are you gonna do like horses?
That's it.
And
That's it, mate.
No, you're gonna do that like whistle. That that. Yeah, that one.
I'll work it in.
No worries, Kerry. Don't need to apologize.
Looking fresh-faced and all up in our grill. Alex, normally you're like this.
Yeah, normally I'm like that. I did something different in my setup, my computer setup.
You had a spine inserted.
I'm playing around with different computers. It's still the same computer as I had last time, but I don't like to plug companies that don't sponsor me. But the Microsoft Surface has like the tilt angles. You can adjust it in lots of different ways. So I just adjusted it differently, and I leaned forward a little bit.
So it's got nothing to do with the fact that the FBI seized your computer?
No, the FBI didn't seize the computer, but some other dude in Melbourne I sold my computer to. It was a really odd experience. I'm sure he was a cowboy, just to keep it on theme. I mean, he didn't say he was, but he was a sign maker, and he wanted my computer and to do signs with. Right. So, a lot of signs on the bar. Days back.
Can't have a Wild West show without an actual cowboy.
Yeah.
But Nick May, welcome, sir. Welcome to the show. I know you're up top. We're waiting on somebody.
Don't make it so. Put me down. Swap hands up to the top.
I'm sure that'll come within the show, Nick. Don't wish for it too early, mate. Being put down.
You prefer this? Rob, you're happier? You like this?
No.
No?
I'm afraid I'll never be happy. Not true.
You'll never be happy.
Nick, how are you, sir? Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm very well. I'm excited to learn all about the Wild Wild West.
Wow. Yeah.
And how it was wiki wild. Yeah.
do you recall? Well, we'll get to that in a second. Angie Spice, all things nice. Welcome to the show.
Oh, I thought I was going to be last, but thank you. Yeah, it's good to be back.
Are you expecting to be lanced or broadswords? You look like you're wearing chainmail.
Oh yeah, I feel like I just found this. I was in Melbourne for like one night last week or something. Weekend. I found this at like a what do you call it? Like a secondhand store. This is so cool.
Yeah.
It's just a woolen coat. But I'll probably get too hot soon.
Speaking of too hot, of course, it's the man. What do they say? What do they say? Some sort of solar panel for a sex machine or something like that.
Oh.
Our very own sex machine, it's Lee Chalker.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. G'day. Pow pow.
Mr. Dave died. Dinky's dad. Hello, sir.
Hey, yeah, finally made it. Bit trouble getting the camera and everything. Always have that trouble on Friday nights. Getting me cameras organised, me computer warmed up and doing what it's supposed to be doing.
It's hard out there on the plains, isn't it, Dave? You and Dinky versus the red sun. And
yeah, that's right, mate.
A long time coming.
Arrows and
Jackie T, welcome back to the show, sir.
Thank you for having me back on.
No, thank you. Now, one thing I wanted to do a little bit of housekeeping. What's going on, Dave?
We've got a big delay, I reckon.
Yeah, I think it is.
What?
Is there a delay, Dave?
What's wrong?
Dave's in Montana.
Yeah.
Can't you hear me?
Yeah, like with a 5-minute delay.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I don't know
there it
what's
is.
going on. I had to turn my computer off and restart it and everything. So
Hey, Sean.
you're joking me, are you? You having a go?
no.
No.
Yeah.
Dave being on delay takes a strong arrow out of my quiver. This is like half my comedy is based on throwing weird things at Dave. So Sis, you're going to have to take his spot. But until then, I want to do a little housekeeping thing. I'm curious, and I'd like to hear from people at home. We want to build the show. We want more viewers, and I'm curious, you the viewers, what you think we could do to improve the show.
That's one thing.
So whether it be more guests, more live drawing on the screen, whether, make it funnier, make more jokes, with more jokes, more me talking over people, bring back swearing. We've tried for a while to be a family-friendly show. Maybe it's time for some double entendres to make their return, some crass, spedgy jokes. Who knows? So let us know in the comments what you think we could do to, and no suggestions are too ridiculous.
Or email Google if you want to put some real words in and write it down.
Yeah, you can email. Yeah, if you want to give us a real review of the show, because I'm curious. Go back and watch a particular episode, a Christmas episode with Santa, where I was obnoxious with how many jokes I was throwing out there. I'm curious. Do I get obnoxious with it, or do we let it breathe? What's the go? Let us know. All right. Now, Sis, I want to do a little bit of a Supernova Sydney debrief session. We got a little bit last weekend. You were about to attack the con floor. Since returned home with a few war stories, you've got a bit of con crud going on, which you seem to have hopefully kicked.
Yes.
Tell us about your adventure.
I'm not going to list people because I'll forget someone. I'll probably forget many someones. But I ran into a lot of people that I never thought I'd get to meet in person anytime soon. And that was freaking awesome. Got lots of photos, but not as many as I probably should have. Obviously got in close contact with someone I shouldn't have. And have suffered for this week from it. And yeah, it was just an absolute great time. I probably should have been on the table a bit more than I was because I was too busy meeting everyone. So I was just running around like crazy.
No, that's good. That's good PR. That's you were doing the ComX network building. That's good stuff.
That's one way to look at it.
How did sales go from Brad's table, from the ComX table? Was it okay?
Brad's, I don't know. Didn't ask. But we paid for the table, so that's a good start.
Yeah.
And made a bit of extra cash that helped pay for my accommodation.
All right. That's wicked. What about you, Alex? You were there as well. What was it like meeting Lauren and Tim McEwen? And I mean, people you may have already met, but catching up with.
Tim was like the only person I've met before. I met a lot of people for the first time, so I got to meet Chris and his friend, and then I got to meet
Chris Pitcairn.
Chris Pitcairn. Yeah, I also got to pick up one of his books as well. So he never shows it on the. Does he ever show it on the thing? I don't think so. Yeah. Anyway, this comic. It's nice. I'm not gonna flick it. It's a no, dude. Just the cover. Signatures. It's got things in it that the YouTube algorithm might go like, oh no, we can't. This is not advertiser friendly, which I was surprised. Actually, no, this page is fine. It's got looks like nicely drawn. I'm not gonna flip it too much, but there you go. This page looks nice.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Good,
I also
good
picked up. I did pick up. Speaking up, Lauren. I did pick up her book.
Oh,
so
cool.
there you go. She signed it for me someplace here as well. And then I've picked up Alpha Sprites. I know Brad always pimps it on the show, so I picked it up. It's a cute little book. I got this one for the always. Yeah. There you go. Woo! Nick makes pages. So green rabbits. So you can. There's that, and I also, of course, I picked up my ComX stuff. I got an ego issue, so I only picked up stuff I'm in. So here's Sizzle and Doug in the multiverse, and you can see Ichigo's there near my pinky. So thanks. And then I've also, there you go. There's this one as well. I'm in here. I've got a panel in here. So
me too.
Yeah. So there you go. And lastly, I picked up Kieran Jack's comic. He had so many comics. I couldn't pick up everybody's comic because I don't make the fat cash. I mean, I know I work in the gambling business, but I'm not the one that makes all the money.
No, that's awesome.
More dirty comics. So and anyway, I really I had a good time. A lot of comics to buy. I didn't buy as many as I wanted to, and there's like a lot of It's very like I thought like the Artist Alley road was really long with lots of comics and stuff coming up. Basil de Bogan was selling like hot cake, so I hope a lot of people picked that up. And so it was like so I only went there on a Saturday, and I was like, look, if Alyssa Milano is not going out of her way to see me,
was she
not
there?
gonna happen. So
Yeah, she was there.
Oh right,
yeah, she was there, but like she didn't even ask where's Alex. I was like, oh fuck her. I mean, sorry, I mean screw her. And then same thing, Kevin Eastman. He was like, where's that Ichigo guy? Didn't do that. I'm like, well, what do I care about the turtles? It's done. 30 years ago. It was good. I don't know what it is now. So I didn't meet up with Kevin Eastman, but I did meet up with Brad and Sizzle, and they updated me about the tales of their adventures. So when is that comic coming out? Where the road trip comic, like it's a graphic novel. I think it's going to be 80 pages, written by you and Brad, illustrated by Brad. The tales of the Sydney to Melbourne trip, Sydney to
We've still
Brisbane
got to
trip.
figure out what we've got to censor out. There's a lot of things that happen on the trip.
Don't censor it.
Isn't ready
Don't
for the
censor
public.
it. Just make sure that the cover is just you and Brad like this. And then if we get enough requests for dirty stuff, I'll just page through it on the next show.
Hey, Kelsey, welcome to the show.
Hey, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like
good. I've just been, hey Alex, I've just been sick, so I don't want to show my face.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, this is
You know,
cool.
when people look at you and, you know, when people look at you and they're like, have you been sick? And it's just heartbreaking. That's me at the moment.
Yeah, well, I mean, clearly you've had some stitches and bits of your chin are missing, and
Yeah, exactly. So you're going to have to deal with one of my avatars for now.
Yeah. Jackie, what about you? What's your Supernova Sydney report?
I ran into Sizzle, Alex, and Brad, and then it was just pretty much roaming the floor with all my. These days, cons are more about catching up with friends and meeting celebrities. Yeah, and exploring Artist Alley.
So
Nothing
Alyssa
crazy.
didn't come up to you either?
I did meet her, not because I wanted to meet her, but I was tagging along with my boss, who was accompanying and helping out with. He was getting her signature, so she was actually very petite. I thought she was actually a lot taller than she was on the show.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know. I
Must
only
be the
know her
heels or
from that
something.
one video clip from Blink 182.
What about Who's the Boss?
Oh yeah, she was in that too. Yeah, we confused Jackie. Jackie totally is not. He doesn't know Alyssa Milano's filmography properly.
No, I
He
don't.
just like. Is it just so you just know her from Charmed? Don't know her other previous work?
That's the
In
only
music
thing I know her from, because I
Oh.
guess I grew up watching Charmed. I guess it was on TV on Channel 10, whatever it was.
Hey, Adam.
Hey, by the way, you said somebody was from the US watching, so g'day.
Yeah.
G'day, mate.
Daniel.
Did that show on the screen, Alex? Are
Yes.
you referring to comments that are in the background?
No, I don't see the comments in the background, just the screen. I think
I
you guys switched off my comments, or I don't know how to switch them on. So
Stephen told me to say this. Meeting him was his highlight.
Ah.
Oh, I didn't meet Stephen.
Are you happy, Stephen?
SK.
He's
SK.
never happy.
Hello, SK.
All right, well, let's chat about what we're drawing tonight. Now, I've got a weird, awkward disclaimer to throw out there. If you're not familiar with this show, we are Australian artists, creators, whatever. I, myself, am a borderline idiot. So we are going to talk about pop culture of cowboys and Indians. Now, Indians is obviously not... is a problematic term these days, and even cowboys has problematic beginnings as well. So excuse our ignorance on said topics. We are not going to get into the real of those things. We're going to just talk about the Hollywood sort of fun aspect of some somewhat questionable, horrible times. So yeah, that's just my way of saying that the word Indian might get thrown around. We're Australian idiots who don't know what we're talking about. So forgive us, please, as we just try and have a little bit of fun and draw some cowboys and whatnot. So, Sizzle.
Yes.
Are you a Western guy? Do you like spaghetti? Do you like shoot 'em up? Talk to me.
Well, you're going to be disappointed. I'm not a big fan of the Westerns.
Okay, tell me why.
I was bombarded with them as a child, so I got kind of sick of them.
Okay.
But interesting fact, I'm actually named after a Western.
Of course you are.
My natural father liked that movie so much that he named me Shane.
Alan
Come on,
Ladd.
Shane.
Alan Ladd. Look at him. Beautiful. What a handsome fella he is.
And that's
I
also
don't
why
know him at all.
I can see the resemblance.
that's why your middle name is 310 to Yuma. Shane 310 to Yuma Siddle, right?
Yeah, got it right in one.
So yeah, write in if you want more jokes, you guys.
Just one joke.
So Sis, what don't you like about westerns? What turned you off it, do you think?
There's nothing in particular. I learnt to find them boring, because I just got overloaded with them.
Right.
I just couldn't get into them after seeing so many of them.
What do you think? So me and Quick are putting together a new gritty remake. We're going to bring westerns back to the forefront. What would you like to see? What would you like to see in a western that might pique your interest and bring you back?
That it not be a western.
Okay. So it's a cowboy riding through like a metropolis type.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
I think I've seen that movie as well, actually, and it wasn't too crash hot.
The Walking Dead pilot might serve you well. Go back a few years.
Isn't Star Wars basically a western in space?
There are elements of Star Wars that are Western, but there's also very medieval in Star Wars. There's a lot going on in Star Wars.
Yeah, you're thinking of The Good, Bad, and the Ugly, Alex. That's a Western.
I know that Western.
Holy,
Oh,
all right.
Already. Look at that.
Quick, I feel like we're talking your language here, mate. I don't know why. You got the hat.
Yeah, man, I love Westerns. When I was in high school, I think it was when everyone was collecting DVDs. I was just like, I got to get all the classics. I got to get them all. And I really like the Italian Westerns by Sergio Leone, starring Clint Eastwood. They're really special to me. Good, Bad, the Ugly being the best.
Yeah.
To my mind. And I could talk about them for a while. Ask me a question.
Well,
Spaghetti Westerns, they're called, mate.
That's right.
They're called spaghetti westerns, mate. Those.
Well, yeah. So is spaghetti westerns? Is that a weird term as well? So that's
made by Italians, mate.
Yeah, it's quite a charming expression. It's made a western made in Italy.
Right.
Yeah.
And is that are we talking because they're like, oh, I don't know, Italians make spaghetti and they make westerns, spaghetti
Pretty
western.
Pretty much. But I think it was originally a bit of like a jab, but nowadays, after the Sergio Leone films, they're the best.
Were there any Japanese westerns, like sushi westerns or anything?
There was a western with Bruce Lee, but I'm not familiar with it.
Oh, he's not Japanese.
Nick was going to say something. Well, you Nick May, Chernobyl. You're going to add something there?
Toshiro Mifune was in a western with I'm going to say Charles Bronson. Might have been called Rising Sun, where they combined samurai with cowboys. But anyway,
see, Rob, not a stupid question. See, not every question Jose is stupid. I'm just saying this one had a genuine answer, which I didn't expect. Thanks, Nick. Thanks for the respect. I appreciate it.
Probably your time, Alex. Jackie Chan, Owen Wilson got together for Shanghai Noon.
Yeah.
Not Japanese.
Quick, what do you think is integral to a good Western movie?
There needs to be a few things. There needs to be like a fist fight. There needs to be a horse ride. There needs to be what Dave's drawing, like a standoff. There needs to be some smoking. There needs to be an old guy who mumbles a lot, kind of looks like Sizzle. No offense, Sizzle. What else?
It'll be a gunfight.
Yeah, there's a list. I think I'll get the main markers.
Tell us about the old mumbling guy. What's his part in our movie that we're putting together?
Sizzle's going to play like an old mine keeper guy who also builds coffins in his spare time. Yeah.
There you go. Who put that up about the Seven Samurais? That's correct. That was what I thought Nick Chernobyl was going to say.
Seven Samurai
on
was
Rusty.
a horror concept from the Magnificent Seven. So not exactly as Alex asked, but the influence is there.
I always
And
thought it
then
was
they
the other
made-
way around.
I thought it was the other way around, Rusty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Same.
He's very wrong. And then they did the same thing with Yojimbo and A Fistful of Dollars.
Well, it's rated R. What's going on in that Western? I thought they usually like PG at most.
Oh, a guy gets shot and then he turns around and there's tomato sauce on his back. It's really graphic. It's like, yeah.
Saucy.
Hey, that's looking good, Kelsey.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thanks.
All right. So
Rusty, good on you, mate.
by the end of this little roundtable thing, I want to have everybody here have a role in our movie. So we've given Sizzle his role. So by the end of it, we're going to work out who I guess we need a sheriff. We need a bad guy. We need a deputy who I guess is sheriff, I don't know.
The young gun.
We're going to work that out before the end of the show. By the way, you can play at home. Throw in some comments. Who do you think? Who's the hero of this piece? Who's the villain? Who's the horse? I mean, that's obvious. I think we all know who the horse is. But anyway, until then, Kelsey, talk to us about your love, hate, indifference for Westerns.
I like the aesthetic, but I don't know if I've actually seen a Western, to be honest.
What? Oh, wow.
I feel like my mum... Yeah, I'm sorry. I feel like my mum has probably tried to, because my mum's like a horse trainer, so she was always like, yeah, like they have horses in it. You gotta watch it. And I was always like, no, I want to watch Star Wars. But then she was like, but it's technically one, so I'm just gonna leave it. She's like, that's a small win for her technically, as far as she's concerned. So you gotta trick me into watching them, but then I'm keen.
What are you drawing to? Are we creating a character here?
We are. So as soon as like I saw that we're doing like cowgirls and cowboys and that sort of thing, for some reason, and I can't explain this, it's just how my brain works, my first thought was like, I want to do a cowgirl alien. I don't know why. Maybe I've been watching Futurama too much. Who knows? Or maybe, I don't know, like for some reason I feel like I'm accidentally channeling like the aliens from Lilo and Stitch a bit, but I don't care. But yeah, just the idea of like a Western alien I think would be fun, maybe a little bit camp, but we're gonna lean into it.
Yeah. Are you drawing in Photoshop right now?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, right.
Oh, cool.
Like via a tablet or?
I'm doing it via a Cintiq. So I got one of the Wacom budget Cintiqs a couple years ago as like my graduation present for myself. And yeah, it's great. It's awesome. Looking at it all in live is really awesome.
Yeah. Wow. What do you think is integral to you've never seen a Western, but in your mind, when you think about what a Western might be like, what do you think is something integral to said Western?
I'm going to have to say the first thing that comes to my mind is the standoff.
Okay.
Like between the hero and, you know, the kind of imposing, lawless, all in black dude wearing, what are those things? Chaps.
Yeah. Of the people in... Sorry,
Can I just say, just off the bat, they're actually pronounced shaps. It's spelled chaps, but pronounced shaps.
It's a very dangerous word to say, really, if you mispronounce any of the last part of it.
Yeah, I nearly, thanks to all the KFC, I nearly shapped myself before this.
And see, that's exactly right.
And it's not a showdown; it's a shootout.
Shootout, yes.
Or
this is the novice
no,
speaking.
What did you call it? You call it's a showdown or a There's something other you called it. Or something else. Showdown is right.
Hoedown. Hoedown's dancing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hoedown means something different in 2023.
Yeah, hoedown's when you accidentally shoot the
I can think of something else, and this doesn't actually really make a Western, but I'm just thinking now about my own drawing. For some reason, like frilled hems. You know what's that called?
Yeah.
You know that that, you know what I'm talking about. Like it's always
Yeah.
leather. Yeah. I don't know. I just think of that. As soon as you think of like a cowboy or a cowgirl, you're like, they've got to have that in their outfit. Otherwise, they're a faker, right?
I like the
Shootout. Yes, Mick. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Or standoff. Yeah. We're all just going to Google it.
I like too the you have the cowgirl, but then you also have the girl who's in the woman who's in the really nice gown with that plastic thing that makes their waists and legs.
Oh, yep. The
But
corset
there's
and
ladies that sell
the
their
big
services.
cage.
Yeah, but
Not
the bottom of
necessarily,
it,
but
bottom of it is all dirty and muddy, like as though and then she gets into she pulls a gun out from her garter belt. That's the thing they do too, right?
Yeah.
I think we found Alex's role. Alex, how are you with westerns? Love them, hate them, indifferent?
Well, I can actually say that, like, in high school, I lived in rural Utah, and I went to high school with actual cowboys. They wore the thing, they wore the hats, they had the belt buckles, and they would go on weekends to the farm and horse stuff, and they would drive. Well, they were modern cowboys, so they didn't come to school with horses, sadly.
Can I just interrupt you for a second? For those trying to pen your biography at home, can you give us, because you've just blown my mind, you lived in Utah during high school.
Don't ask that, Rob. It's an hour-long show.
Here's mine, all right? Bayswater from 0 to 28. Bayswater North from 28 to 46. So that's what I want to hear from you, Alex. I want to hear 0 to 4 Shanghai, 5 to 10 Houston.
Okay. So basically, born in Austria to a Hungarian mum, Polish dad. We were in the middle of.
Too many words.
Okay. So anyway, so Austria from 0 to 4 months. Austria, 0 to 4 Australia. We went back from 5 to 6. I was in Poland, then 6 to 7 Austria, and then 7 to 10 Hungary, back to Australia for a year to learn English, then back to Hungary for another 2 years to not forget Hungarian. And then in 94, I properly moved to Australia. 97, went to the US, and then just for a year, came back.
97, you're how old?
I was 17, 18.
Okay, yeah.
So, and then in 2007, I was in Australia till 2007. And then in 2007...
Go back to
Sorry?
So 17 you're in...
17, 18, I was in America. And then I came back to Australia.
How old?
I was 18, 19, something like that.
Yeah.
And then and then in 2007, when I was 27, I left Australia.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And then I started off in Korea for a year. I was in the UK for a couple of months. Then China for a year and a bit. Poland for a year and a bit. And then China for 8 years, including 2 years in Hong Kong. And then I've been back in Australia ever since.
Is your
so that makes you 117.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I think you might be a vampire.
No, I'm not that part. I'm not from that part of Hungary.
Where does James Bond come into it?
Yeah. So Alex, your time in Utah, you were around actual cowboys. Did you ever lasso a cow? What did you?
No, but they did ask me if I've ever caught a kangaroo. I said no. And they were the only people. Like you'd imagine that, like everybody else in the high school that didn't have a belt buckle and a cowboy hat, they pretty much knew that I didn't have kangaroos in the backyard and all that. And then the cowboys didn't think they just assumed that I traveled to the country or something. So they didn't think. So that was a bit disappointing. I thought everybody would have stupid questions there, but they didn't. But yeah, no, I just remember they had they all had like I remember like the family I was staying at. They thought they were funny. So I said, "Did you notice they all have huge belt buckles and they all have competition? Who has the biggest belt buckle?" And they had this like, and And yeah, they were like everybody else was wearing 90s punk baggy clothing, and they wore tight jeans, tight shirts, big belt buckles, and they listened to different music than we did.
Mm-hmm. Now, Alex, for the movie that me and Quick are putting together, do you object to playing the head of the brothel?
I don't mind. That's fine. There you go.
Okay. Now, Nick May.
Mm.
Oh, wait. All right. So yeah. So Quick, is that all right? He So we'll sort of go like, you know, he's a
it's done.
Like a gender fluid sort of a the brothel keeper type.
The madame.
Quick, what are you thinking? Is he good, bad, questionable morals?
Probably comic relief. Probably not in too many scenes. Just an idea I put out there.
If in it at all, actually, we'll see how it goes.
Somebody brought up wallet chains, probably because of my Utah thing. I wore wallet chains till 2011. Don't regret it any day.
All right, put some wallet chains in there, Quick, if you can.
You don't drop. Yeah, I don't drop my wallet that way. I don't lose my wallet.
I wore a wallet chain too from 2000 to 2006 or so. I went to Paris with a wallet chain. I thought, come get me. My shit's chained down, dog. Lots of pickpockets. I was on a train when some undercover cops jumped on and went, pick a pocket, pick a pocket. So we all like made sure we had our stuff. And then you find out that they do that to find out where your wallet is.
Yes.
So then once they leave, the actual pickpocket's going, see that dude? He grabbed his back pocket to check that his wallet was there. So anyway, Westerns. Nick May, how do you feel about playing the sort of been there, done that barkeep?
Oh.
Yeah, I was thinking the barkeep, but as long as I get to, I don't even know what they are. You know, they wear those bands around their shirts, and I want to wear one of those little visors as well.
Like a banker and barman. Or like,
and I want to smash a bottle over somebody's head once the brawl starts. And they turn around, like I wouldn't do it to their face, but just smack them on the back of the head.
Now, do you keep a shotgun under the bar, or?
No, I don't reckon I'm that smart. I you know, it's whiskey everywhere, and maybe for when Dave Dye comes in, there's just a bottle of milk under the counter there, but.
Sarsaparilla.
Yeah, okay, sarsaparilla and milk. But
Dave's busy at my brothel.
Quench.
So Nick, the things around your arm. So I'm guessing when you have those around your ankles, it's to keep your pant legs from going into the chain of your bike, of your bicycle. So, Dave, could you theorize for us? You're a guy who knows some stuff. What would those arm bands be in the Wild West on barkeeps and
these things here?
No,
higher up.
Bicep.
Oh, that's that's like a garter that the ladies use to hold their stockings up, but it's just to hold the sleeves up on the dealer of cards and stuff, so you can see that they're not pulling anything out of their sleeves, that sort of thing. Also, the barman would possibly wear them, I guess, so their sleeves aren't dipping in the water or drippy water and stuff on the bar and that sort of thing.
I see, Dave. I'm so glad your timing issue, the delay thing's gone, because we need you. So Nick May, that ties into your visor thing.
Yes.
so you're a poker player and barkeep. So, you know, the cowboys are coming up to the bar and they're yelling barkeep, and you're like, oh, I'm in the middle of a hand, and you know, that sort of thing.
Yeah, no, that's me.
Angie Spice. I don't know what to cast you as or I think I just got it actually. When the piano player up the back has a shady past and you don't know what they're about, they're just silently playing the piano until stuff goes down, and then the music stops and the piano player gets involved. I don't know. I'm just brainstorming. What do you think, Angie? Is that a role you'd be up for?
Well, I'll definitely play piano. So yeah.
Or would you rather be my business partner in my establishment?
That could be on the side, I guess.
Yeah. Did you ever watch F Troop? Did anyone watch F Troop?
Yep.
What about Jane? What was wasn't Calamity Jane? What was Angie? Could be that sort of character.
Oh, that's a bit old hat, Dave.
I think
I was thinking Angie was going to be the hero.
Oh, well, she pretty much was in the F Troop a lot of the time. She used to.
But she was the only one with any brains. Yeah.
And she kept Captain Parmenter in line for him. You know, always got him out of trouble and stuff. Then gave him a big smooch.
Angie, are you a fan of westerns, or indifferent? Love them, hate them?
I don't think I've actually given them a go. No, I might have seen a couple when I was a kid, but I don't remember. But I think the closest thing I've watched is The Man from Snowy River, which is not really a western, but that's the closest thing I've watched. And I watched that for the first time maybe sometime this year, and I could appreciate it for what that was, but that's not really a western. But it was a good film.
Yeah.
Snowy
River. It had Kirk Douglas in it. He was in Western.
Yeah, he was too.
Who was?
Kirk Douglas was in it.
Oh.
Isn't that an Australian movie? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Kirk Douglas was in it.
Yeah.
Kirk Douglas played 2 roles.
The Snow and the River.
I think so, yeah.
Jags, guys.
Oh yeah, I remember that character double up, and then at the very end, I'm like, oh, that is the same guy.
Is that the movie where they ride down a really steep hill?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was movement at the station, for the word had passed around that the colt from Old Regret had got away and had joined the wild bush horses. He was worth £1,000, so all the cracks had gathered for the fray. I won't go on.
All the cracks. Just to get down the station, all the crackheads assemble near the station. The word had got around that Basie is the place to be if you like to grind up drugs and take them. I don't know. Lee Chalker, I feel like your beard automatically lends itself to being the villain of the piece.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I don't know how.
I can live with that. Yeah.
I feel like when you wander into town, people start closing their shutters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like real life, mate, to me up here. I walk out the front, man. The neighbours are like, "Oh fuck, there he is!" Like, and stuff. I mean, you know.
Now, what do you think, Lee, would be your gripe if you are the bad guy? What's your? You've come into town for what reason?
Fashion.
Bash to bash, just to bash.
No, fashion.
Oh,
Fashion. He just came in for a punch up.
So Lee's
Well,
gotta
that
be like
could
that.
happen if they didn't have the pants I wanted. You know, I mean, it's like I'm a villain. You don't have my pants. There's some trouble here, man. You know.
So Lee, are you playing the metrosexual cowboy villain?
Oh.
I like this. So
Yes, let's go with that. Yes, just to add a bit of character and flair. Maybe that could be the pants that I was after. They didn't have flair. I was too behind the times or something. You know, they didn't have cotton shirts. I mean, you know, they only had polyester and stuff. I mean, God, there could be a whole myriad of things, man. You know, I mean, look, you know, trouble around every corner, man. You know, like, I'll come into town.
I love it.
So I'm just, me and Quick, we're writing this thing on the fly. I'm thinking, Quick, that Lee might be a bit of an anti-hero. So if you will, let me paint you a picture. Jackie is the tailor. So the T stands for tailor. Jackie Taylor is the tailor. Runs a small shop down near the bar. He goes in to see Nick May one morning because business is a bit slow in the tailor shop. When Lee rides into town. Now, Lee has special ordered some pants. Now, everybody knows that basically Lee's character is one you don't want to. He can flip at the slightest anything.
I can certain, mate, you don't want to get the wrong pants. And, you know, like size matters, mate, you know. You got to have a nice set of pants, crisp line, you know, like, got to look the part.
So Lee rocks up at the tailor's and Jackie's not there. So Lee goes looking for Jackie. He storms into the bar. Angie is mid-song on the piano, comes screeching to a halt as Lee walks in because everyone knows it's trouble. Nick May leaves his card game.
I take off my Swarovski crystal vest, place it gently onto the inside of the door.
And so Nick May returns to behind the bar, picks up a bottle, ready to smash. Across the street through the window with nice cinematic shot, we can see Sizzle using a plane to build a coffin, while from a top balcony, Alex Major looks down, laughing with glee as he knows trouble's about to go down. As Lee's voice gets raised, and then that's when the sheriff steps in. Now, Quick, I don't know if you pictured yourself in the movie, but I think you're the sheriff.
I'll take it.
You wander into the bar. Now, you know what Lee's character's known for. So, you know, you give him the final warning that a shootout's about to happen. Now, here's the twist. The shootout is about to happen. But bandits roll into town. And suddenly, Lee goes from, everyone suspected that he was the villain, but now he becomes the town's only hope. It's Lee and the sheriff and his band of piano-playing barkeeps, tailors, and brothel managers versus Dave Guy, the head of the bandits.
Okay.
So yeah, get to writing. If we could have a draft by the end of the show, that'd be good.
I'm still working on the poster, but okay.
Lee, do you like westerns? Good, bad, the ugly?
Yeah, I do. Yes, I certainly do. I've watched an awful lot of them over the many years. The Outlaw Josie Wales springs to mind. There you go.
One of my favourites too, Lee.
Great minds think alike. One of the funniest movies ever. I still watch that movie and laugh my head off at it. Oh, man, I've always been partial to a Western. Yeah, so just trying to think of others. There's been so many. I grew up on things like Pale Rider and that too, and all those Clint Eastwood movies. Went through my spaghetti Western phase. Yeah, I haven't seen one for a while I've really liked.
Did you see Lonesome Dove, mate? The Lonesome Dove series?
No, mate, no. I didn't. I have heard of it, but that would have been back in the days of North and South, wouldn't it?
I don't know. I didn't see North and South.
That was a good one. I grew up with that. There were two TV channels, and they brought that out, and it was like a big 6-part epic with Patrick Swayze and stuff. And there's a classic scene of him sticking a horse rein in his mouth while shooting 2 6-shooters. And people to this day said if the horse would have turned its head 1 inch, I would have ripped his teeth out of his head. And it was fun.
Nick M, it does. Just answer Mick M's got that question there, and I'd say he definitely does. Three Amigos.
Oh, well, then I like westerns.
The Lone Star Dove series, Dave.
I reckon it does.
Obviously made famous by Elvis's theme song. Are you lonesome, Dove?
That must have been a B-side, mate.
All right, Dave. Now, look, I'll be honest. I'm not really happy with your casting as the head of the Bandits. I think we cast Lauren Marshall as the head of the Bandits. Because Dave, I think you're who we, you know what, Dave? I think you might be the hero of the piece. I think Dave is the retired outlaw who's trying to live a peaceful life on a nearby farm, and then this crisis. Maybe Lee's character gets shot in the first 15 minutes. And
I came in blustering about pants and got blown away, mate.
I'm keeping the Swarovski vest, Lee.
Oh, hey, what a way to go, though, man. You know, like flares, Swarovski vest, you know, like 6 shooters just flicked to the side. I wasn't quick enough. Oh, man, that's it. Beautiful. In a big puddle, bush.
You might remember the movie. So it's a bit of a film trope to the 15-minute mark of a movie is where the film sort of takes a bit of a turn and sets you on the journey. And there's some good, like, I don't remember the Steven Seagal classic, Under Siege. No, not Under Siege. The one where he's on a plane, Over Siege. But you think you're in for a Steven Seagal movie, 15-minute mark, Steven Seagal, dead, it's a Kurt Russell movie. So I think we spent 15 minutes building up Lee as the holy crap, here we go, and then Lee is killed. Now, I believe in equal pay, Lee. You'll get the same paycheck that Nick May gets as barkeep, which is a scale plus 10. But Dave, I think when news arrives at your farm that Lee the Wicked or something, some cool nickname.
Lee the Fancy.
When word arrives, Dave, that Lee the Fancy has been downed in town, executive decision, Max. That's the one. Well, Dave, it's time for you to grab your 6 shooters and put the belt back on. And look, I think I may have. So Quick is the sheriff. Can we shoot the sheriff as well? But we did not shoot the specialty. The deputy is me. I'm the clumsy little go-getter. And when Dave, the grizzled hero, comes into town, he needs to pick me up by my bootstraps and teach me how to fight. And we take down Lauren Marshall and her crew. I think Dave, do you like westerns?
I love them. I grew up on them, mate.
Yeah?
I grew up watching Rin Tin Tin. We had who did we have? We had all the movies back in those days in the 60s. If it wasn't a World War II movie, it was a Western.
Yeah.
Everything was World War II and Western. So I still love them.
Do you like World War II movies too?
Yeah, well, some of those ones made back in those days were, they were just sort of cashing in, I think, on the popularity. They weren't too flash, but I do like World War II movies when they're good ones.
Dave, as a fan of both those movies, both those sort of genres, one phrase you might be familiar with is shooting from the hip. Now, I assume you know what the origins are of that saying?
Oh, yeah. Well, yep, I could have a guess.
Yeah.
Being like this, shooting from the hip on a draw.
Well, yeah, so like a person, like if I would say I'm someone who shoots from the hip, as in I'll just start talking with not really planning what I'm going to say, and sometimes you'll get
right.
And,
well, I guess that you're talking without thinking, and I suppose when you're shooting from the hip, you're there I am.
Yeah.
Old man Biscuit.
Well, yeah, so shooting from the hip, you're shooting without sort of properly aiming and taking your time.
Yeah.
you're just whipping it out and taking a shot?
Hey, I'll tell you something interesting. Like I just watched last week. This is, I still watch westerns and that, and I saw a documentary on YAAAH. That was another show I used to watch as well. They actually had excerpts from his biography, and he used to say, if you wanted to a real good gunfighter, and YAAAH was a proven gunfighter, you didn't do this fancy fanning guns and shooting from the hip.
Yeah.
You drew your pistol out or your revolver out, and you fired, you aimed and fired. And that was the bloke who'd win the gunfight.
Wyatt Earp, of course, brings up bad memories for Sizzle because in his early 20s, he was riddled with STDs, and they used to call him Wyatt Herp-ease. Right into Shane at ComX.net.au if you want more of those. I'm trying to turn up the comedy factor.
But there was a comic called Winona Earp. Does anybody remember that? It's from Image Comics.
I think it's still going, or at least was going in the last couple of years.
Oh, was it any good?
Didn't read it.
Oh, okay. Nick, did you read it? No.
Nick May, Nick May and Dave. Which came first, Tintin or Rin Tin?
Tintin.
Tin? Yeah, probably Tintin. I don't know.
Tintin's from the 30s, I think, or 20s.
From the 20s, I think. Yeah.
So Tintin came first, then Rin Tin, and then, of course, when you start up your lawnmower, Rin Tin, Rin Tin.
This is why everybody's just switching off.
The road to 100 is going to be bumpy. I'm finding my feet. Still, I'll have this down at episode 100. Jackie, I feel bad because about 20 minutes after you wrote in the private chat, can I duck out for like a minute to get my Uber Eats?
That's why my screen went black for a bit.
Oh, so what did you? Oh, wait.
Wait.
What's Jackie having for tea?
Bubble tea again.
Bubble tea. I love that you
I
get that with
I
your
saw the
greets.
logo. It's cha time bubble tea. That's fancy.
Oh yes,
stuff.
he's right on point.
Yeah, I'm a Coco's man myself.
Coco.
Yes. Now, Jackie, tea's not your last name, yet it's what you drink.
I just put the first letter of my last name.
Okay. Well, I have no idea what your last name is because on every different platform, you've got about 45 different usernames. I thought it started with H.
Okay, that's the middle name. Tran is the surname.
Okay. Jackie, are you a fan of westerns?
I wouldn't say I hate them or like them. The only ones I've ever seen was Shanghai Noon with Jackie Chan. And is Back to the Future a good representation of it when they go back in time?
Heck yeah.
They had it in Bill and Ted as well. They went into the Western times as well. Have you seen Bill and Ted, Jackie?
Sorry?
Have you seen Bill and Ted?
No, I haven't seen Bill and Ted.
Okay, well, don't worry then.
Is it before my time?
Sorry? Well, it's
Is it
basically...
before my time?
Yeah, it is. Basically, everybody likes Keanu Reeves because of The Matrix, but if you're a real Keanu fan, it's Bill and Ted.
I thought it was for John Wick.
Yeah, it predates John Wick.
Okay, I love him for John Wick.
Have you seen Ghostbusters, Jackie?
I have. The old one? Not the new one, right? Not the reboot.
Just throwing out random movies. Like
Yeah.
No, because they in Bill and Ted they go and they go back in
They get
time.
Billy the Kid.
And they capture Billy the Kid. So there you
Mr.
go.
the Kid.
Yeah.
Now, Jackie, Shanghai Noon, where did that take place?
Don't worry, Rob.
Definitely not Shanghai.
Round about what time do you think? Anyway. Jackie, now I cast you as the tailor in our movie. Do you know much about is there an inner seamstress are you happy with that role? Were you hoping for something a bit meatier?
I'm all right with that. What if it's a front for like money laundering?
Now we're talking.
Right. Like maybe I'm the villain of this movie.
Yes. Okay. So Lauren,
I'm just the innocent face of the tailoring business, right? But there's a lot more that goes behind the scenes,
So you
right?
don't have. I thought Lee was the metrosexual cowboy villain.
Well, no.
Oh,
So
he can
Lee the fancy just likes a good pair of pants.
He goes to you for his clothes then. Maybe you sew pockets for like secret guns, Jackie. That's why
And
Lee's so fancy.
And so when Lee tries to kill Jackie over the pants, Lauren the bandit finds out because Jackie is laundering Lauren's money and she can't have Jackie killed because her whole operation comes down. So Lauren brings the bandits into town. They shoot Lee. Lee's down. That awakens the retired Dave Dye. He comes into town. He enlists the barkeep, the piano player, the brothel manager, the coffin maker, and the sheriff. And they take on the crooked Taylor and Lauren the bandit.
Actually, Rob, no, as a bar host, I'm not getting into this kind of shenanigans where I could damage myself or my business. And I take customers from both. I don't take sides. I take any customers. I'll take a cowboy, a metrosexual villain, and a money laundering tailor. I don't care. All of their money is good.
Out looking good, man. I'm okay. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. As long as you can, as long as it's schmick and there's not a stain on me, I'm happy.
Well, my ladies might leave some stains there, so apologies in advance. But you know, they're rough.
I just walked into town, man. I haven't even got to your establishment. I've jumped off my horse all cranky because I'm going to get a flash new set of duds. Poor old Jackie can't deliver the duds. They're lost in transit somewhere. You know what I mean? I'm a couple of days behind time. I've got to get out of there. I got people chasing me.
I got just the girl for you, Mr. Stress Man, with the lovely pants.
I'm being propositioned. I haven't even got my pants or finished the argument with Jackie. I walk outside. I'm shot dead, luckily in a Swarovski crystal vest and a relatively okay set of pants that probably could do with the dust by then.
Lee, for the type of stuff that we offer in our business, you don't need the pants. Probably prefer that those pants come off unless you're going to have them stained.
All right, so ready?
To get to your building, mate. Like I'm Gonski in the street. I got a dog chewing on me now.
I got to fix my marketing department. Like we had a customer just run away. This isn't good. Oh well. Anyways, at least my money laundering guy is in, and then also whatever Rob's playing, he's also welcome to my establishment.
Does that make me an accountant also?
All right. So what are we
doing? Ready?
Oh, whoa.
Break it down for us.
Well, it's all there, baby.
Is that the movie poster?
That's the one.
Very good.
Oh, I love it. So, hang on. What role did we give Kelsey? Quick, help us out. You've got your.
She's the cool cowgirl.
Okay.
Okay.
With the leather straps on her shoulders.
Where does she come into play? So maybe.
That's your job, buddy.
So, all right. So she's the unassuming woman in the bar that everyone's just like going, you know.
You should be Dave Dye's strange daughter or something.
All right. Okay.
She's sick of man's world and wants to prove herself.
Yeah, but we start her off. She's in the bar, and she's part of the background, and she looks like just a pretty face part of the. But then when the stuff goes down, and Dave Dye walks into town, and that's when like he's about to get shot, whatever, and then Kelsey jumps up. You hear a gunshot. Everyone thinks it's Dave. Camera pans, and she's just down someone. She's like, "Hi, Dad."
Because she's a government agent investigating the money laundering.
Layers.
I like that. She's a federal agent, and so Lee's quest for these pants has essentially ruined months and months of it's essentially the downfall of Lauren's money laundering business, the downfall of Kelsey's federal case against Lauren's bandit things, all because Fancy Lee wanted a new pair of Dacks.
That's right.
I want to know who else works.
Oh no, I can't back down from this now. That's exactly where all this went bad. $250 million, man, is like hanging on that. What does this dude come into town for? A pair of pants.
All right. So now, just to close this chapter, we need a movie title. So we'll just workshop it. Who's got like so? There's money and pants seem to be a big.
Okay, so the brothel patrons.
What about pants on fire? That's it.
Oh, from rags to breeches.
Yeah.
Right, that might be from rags to breeches. All right, well, that's the working title. We'll save it for the rest for the writer's room when we get there. Let's switch gears for a moment. Angie, I wanted to give you a moment because you have just finished a monstrous Kickstarter, your first Kickstarter. Long-term Angie fans will know Courier is Angie's masterpiece, her 6-issue series, and you've just dropped the first trade. How do you feel? Successful Kickstarter, books are in your hand. How are you? How's it going?
It's funny you ask because it's kind of like, you know, the anyone that's ran a Kickstarter before knows that during the campaign everything's just so quick and it's like you're always doing something. It's like, but then as soon as it finishes, it's like, now what? And you have to wait 2 weeks to get the funds and waiting for. I don't know. It's been tough to be honest.
Yeah.
It's like you're on this high and you're on this constant. Oh, have to do this, like social media and all that other stuff. And then it was like, oh, and then you're just waiting. And I got the books yesterday, which was really awesome, and they look absolutely amazing. But it was, I don't know, it's a little bit nerve wracking to be honest, because I'm meant to be getting the funds any day now, but it's kind of like a voice is saying, what if you don't get the funds? You know, I'm paranoid, but no, once it's all over, I can say that I've done it. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I am not one to take advice from because I had sent all my books out before the funds had come through. So at one point, I was like, I haven't got an email or anything, and asked my wife, has any Kickstarter money come through? Because I sent books out like a week and a half ago, and I'm not sure that's a sound business model. But the money ended up. What about the pages that you've reworked and all that sort of stuff? Now you've got them in this big volume. Proud of yourself? Looks awesome.
It's really funny actually because I've got it here now. You can't really see how great it looks.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
The print is kind of wonderfully. Like Jeffries have done like the best job ever.
Sweet.
It's really strange. I feel like I've had this for 10 years now. I think because I've just visualized it for so long. I'm not that I even knew about Courier that long ago, but I think like, you know, when you're editing your comics and you look at each page maybe 1,000 times, and like by the time it's printed, it's like, oh yeah, you know. I mean, you've seen it 1,000,000 times, so I can appreciate the print obviously, but I don't know. For me, it takes me a few good years to really be like, wow, you did that. But I don't know. Does anyone else feel like that?
Well, yeah, no, I'm the same. It's relief for me. I don't feel joy so much as I just give it a quick flick and go, everything's where it should be.
Yeah.
And it looks remotely like I thought it would. Okay, good. That like I had years and years ago. Printed out an EP from my band. I was in a band, you guys.
What kind of lyrics did you have in that band?
And the black of the cover that I designed came out grey. and the black things I used to hide things you could see were a different black. And basically the printing, like I stuffed it up in the design, but it was just like opening this box of thousands of CDs and just looking at it and going, oh, it looks like absolute crap.
Yeah, that's not as bad as my first comic where I got like Korea. I spelled Korea wrong. It's very embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
So anyone who's got that comic sheet, it's a rare item.
So for me, when the box arrives, it's a quite a daunting thing to.
Yeah, it's like it's a relief because you want to make sure everything's printed correctly, you know, all that stuff, and yeah. So, I mean, yeah.
Does anyone else have any printing horror stories for any of their comics and whatnot?
I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't like reliving them. I just want to move on.
Yeah,
it wasn't like Dave. I don't know if Dave printed comics back in the old days, but before Photoshop and all that, like my first comic, I went to the printer with pages, and then they would put a line everything, and then before they print, they give you something called a die line, and they made metal plates. So I don't know why I never got taken, but they had metal plates of my first comic.
Yeah.
And then they give you back a printer just to make sure everything is, and it reeks. And I remember that for most people, they're like, what is it? But it was my first comic. It smelled beautiful.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like durian for most people. It smells crap, but for whoever's eating it is obviously enjoying it. And I was that comic and stuff. So I don't know if anybody's got any old school, but this is like back in 99, I think, or 98. 98, I think. So a long time ago.
Yeah,
That's
before my
special.
time.
How could that be before your time, Dave? Like, did you not do comics back then? Back in the 90s?
No, not really. I was full-time working and I didn't do any comic stuff back in those days much. I was just printing on A4 paper out of the photocopier, that sort of stuff.
Okay. I ended up doing that too. I ended up just going like, why am I spending so much money on this? Anyway, that's another story, but just like a print story that maybe anybody else in the audience can relate to. Bo, are you watching?
Dave, shall we check in with you and tell us a little bit about what you've been drawing and what you're up to? And
yeah, well, I don't know if this is an original idea or not. I don't think it is. I seem to remember I don't know if I've seen this image somewhere before, and if I haven't, I should have, because it's to me it's a bit reminiscent of something John Severin, which was he was a great EC artist.
Yeah.
He was a great artist, and he did a lot of westerns and that sort of stuff. And it looks like something that he would have put on one of his covers for Two-Fisted Tales. But I don't know if there is one out there. Anyway, I wanted to do it a little bit different because the thing I sort of remember was on the left side, and I don't go much for left-handed gunfighters and sword players, as you know. So I got to make sure he's on the right side, so using his right hand. Yeah. So yeah, it's just been drawn in ink. I did a bit of a quick thumbnail today to try and give me something to go by, and that's it there.
Oh, yeah, wow.
They're my drafts at the top up there, trying to get it right, and I inked the one that I thought was the way I wanted it. And that's how I'm drawing it.
Awesome. Awesome, Dave.
Yeah, so but I enjoy doing Western stuff. Rick McClune is a great cowboy character.
Absolutely.
Isn't he?
What about you, Kelsey? Can we zoom out and take a look where you're up to?
Sure.
Awesome.
Oh, drawing
I
a
love
horse.
it.
Wow.
I'll get my little avatar out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
That's beautiful stuff. Excellent. Oh, the horse got a eye in the middle.
That's great.
Yeah, so the horse has got a few different eyes. But I wanted to keep the essence of that whole, that Western aesthetic as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good on you. That's looking real good.
Yeah, it really is.
Good. Oh, look, you got the Cuban eels on a boots. That's good. Spurs, ripper.
Awesome. I'm glad I got one detail right.
One. You're getting them all right. They're looking good. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of triclops, here I got some bad news from the doctor the other day. It turns out I'm a biclops.
What?
You can identify yourself with whatever you want,
So
Rob.
many emails.
Well, let's take a look at some art that has come in, Sizz.
Yeah, okay. We'll start with Chris Kebblewhite. I'll do a double just in case.
Oh, nice,
Yeah,
Chris.
lovely.
Good on you,
Chris.
Chris.
And he's
Nice.
actually does the production work on a few of the ComX comics. So
All right.
he's
Yeah,
trying
right.
to get
Yeah,
involved.
Chris. Good on you, Chris.
Chris, if you're watching the show, I want to know about the scar on your dude's face. I want a couple of lines to tell us what happened, and how those birds fly in groups of threes. Yeah, great stuff, Chris.
Yeah,
Thanks
good
for
one, Chris.
And then we got a regular, Darren Huddy. He's done a cool little pick. I'm not
Oh,
seeing it.
nice.
You guys seen it?
No,
Oh,
nice.
that's a good one, Darren.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Very good, mate.
That is nice.
Everybody out there, you're welcome to join the ComX Discord channel, where Darren especially shares his process from rough sketch through to finished drawing like that, and quite fascinating
Cool.
the way he goes about it. That is beautiful stuff, Darren.
Yeah. Well done, mate.
Love the lighting on it.
Dan May has gone the old Lone Ranger.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome, Dan.
Oh,
Wow.
love that.
Hi ho silver away.
Yeah, I used to watch that when I was a kid too, with his offside at Tonto.
Yeah, right.
Timo
That's right,
Sabi.
Timo Sabi. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, mate.
Did you watch Bonanza back in the day, Dave?
Yeah, mate. Love Bonanza.
Is that where
Oh,
Kimosabi's from?
Big Hoss.
Hoss and Little Joe.
Awesome work, Dan. Dan's a good going.
Yeah, very good, Dan.
Yeah. And Rob O'Connor. He's
Love it.
usual style.
Somebody,
Lucky Luke.
yeah,
I love it. That's classy.
Lucky Luke.
not a preview to today's gift.
And Sean Craig sent in the
Good on
60
you, Rob.
Cowgirl.
Oh, lovely.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Who
cool.
did that?
Nice.
Wow, she is cool.
Who's done that?
Sean Craig.
Sean. Ripper, mate.
Yeah,
Excellent.
well, yes.
I want to know her story too, Sean, if you're watching.
He is. Jane Locke sent in this one.
Whoa.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, very good.
Beautiful.
I know why this reminds me of Back to the Future 3.
Very nice.
Oh,
When you Janet. Janet. isn't
Janet?
it?
Janet. Oh, sorry, I forgot the T when I typed it out. Sorry, Janet.
Oh, it's like Jackie T, Jane T.
Yeah, sorry about that. That was a typo, and then me reading my own typo. Travis Richardson. Let's see what he's got for us this week.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Nice.
It's Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop. I'm glad I got to mention tonight.
Oh, I don't know that one.
It's not that. It's like it
That's
used to be on
Japanese, is it?
SBS, wasn't it?
Yep. Look at that. He's even got bullets going through hats. He knows his spaghetti
Yeah.
weapons too.
Oh, bless me.
That's it.
Bless you.
Thank you.
That's wicked. Nice work, Trav Dog.
Yeah, good one, Trav.
Nice one. And then we got Spedsy.
Hey.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Spencer,
wow.
Oh, that
you
game,
spent a
mate.
lot of time on
Great.
this one today.
How'd you get all that done?
I phoned in the last couple of weeks and I was kind of embarrassed by him, so I spent a little bit extra time on this one.
Oh,
Nice.
that's a ripper, mate.
Yeah, really good, Rob. Fantastic.
Thanks,
Very
you all.
moody.
Mm.
And we
Did
got
you used to watch-
Davo 77.
Davo.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's Lucky Luke again.
I think so, yeah.
I love the expression on the dude's face.
Yeah.
You don't know Lucky? Do you know Lucky Luke, Rob?
No.
I thought he was famous.
Yeah.
Probably
A
is.
nickname.
I don't know a lot of famous people as well.
It used to be like I remember used to watching it as a kid as an animation. Don't know what language though.
Well, you're cracking up there a bit, Alex. Okay, we got Michaels, McConaughey.
Ooh,
Oh, look at that.
He's on the cowgirl.
Yeah, very good, mate.
Myself for a minute.
Very good.
And then Nick May. I forgot to write down your character's name.
Oh, I love it. But where's his boots? Where's his Converse?
Oh, it's John Wayne out of True Grit.
Yeah, baby. What's his name, buddy?
Rooster Cogburn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very good, mate.
Can I go after Nick? I want to get in on some of this Hollywood royalty.
Go for it.
Here we go. My personal favorite.
I thought it'd be Clint Eastwood before you even flicked it up.
You knew it, buddy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love the rock.
Well done,
Yeah, who knows what's going on back there?
Yeah.
That's an extended quick, ladies and gentlemen. That's been a little bit of work. Thank you.
Yeah. Very
Well
good.
done.
Very
Now,
nice.
which movie? You got a movie title for that one, or just
Pick from the
Take your
sequels.
which is your favourite? Quick. Oh, the good, the bad, and
those
ugly.
three: the good, the bad, the ugly. For sure.
Have you seen him in the one that Lee mentioned before? Yeah,
one?
or J.C. Wales.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great movie. That one.
That's cool. And of course, his final Western, we should talk about Unforgiven.
Yeah, brilliant.
Real classic.
That was really good.
That's
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Special.
And we have one last picture that was sent in. If any more are coming through, please send them through soon. Tony Menzie.
Whoa.
Hey, it's Jonah Hex.
Oh, that's
Jonah Hex, is it?
Jonah Hex.
Jonah
Yeah.
Hex.
Yeah.
Yeah, good one,
Fantastic.
Tone.
Of course, Tony.
Wow, look
Yeah,
at
good,
that.
mate.
Like the little skull. Wicked.
That's a good series, that Jonah Hex series. I like, well, the original one before didn't he end up fighting zombies or something?
Maybe.
Yeah, well, when he's just normal westerns, I really enjoyed that series. I've got a book up there with about 10 of them in it or more.
Robbie Donaldson just sent this in.
Ah, Robbie on the buzzer.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. Good on you, Robbie. Beauty, mate. Haven't
Yeah,
seen
that's
one of yours for a while, mate.
Yeah, I think Robbie been here for a while.
That's a ripper. Robbie, good to see
Yeah.
you.
Awesome one.
That is very good.
I'll just check nothing else is coming. So who haven't we picked on yet?
I think we got all. Mr. Chalker.
I sent it through to Shane.
Okay.
Oh, you did?
Messenger somewhere, man.
Oh, Messenger. Sorry, I wasn't checking that.
What about you, Angie?
Yeah, I'm not quite ready, but I've got something.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's
So
great.
I don't really draw horses, but I'm trying to figure it out.
Well, you're doing
That's
a
nice.
pretty
At
good
least you
job.
got it.
Yeah, that's magical. That looks beautiful.
I think she's
Everything looks better through the webcam. Like that's what it is.
Modesty, beautiful thing.
Yeah. I'm having fun there.
No, it's excellent.
It's
Excellent.
awesome.
Yeah, very good.
And here is Lee's.
Ooh.
Oh,
That
nice.
That is awesome.
Colour tonight. Look at that. Good on you.
Yeah, I found a whole heap of colouring in pencils, so I just thought I'd sit here
Love
and scribble away.
Lee, I don't
Jonah.
think I've ever seen you use color except in your paintings.
Painting,
Yeah.
yeah.
You are probably correct there, Rob, to be honest with you, mate. I don't know, man. About going through a rather creative stage at the moment, I guess. So there's a lot of work I'm doing at the moment. That's lots of different mediums. So
Yeah, that's a rip.
just walking around and fiddling about and seeing what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, that's kind of mind blowing on the side, both sides of his face, but particularly like the scarred up side. That
Yeah, it's awesome.
how many times you would have put pencils down and picked up other ones?
That's
Yeah, quite a few. They're all blunt. Like they all started sharp at the show, and they're all like very flat. So
I'll bet.
Wow.
yeah.
Is that Jonah Hex, or is that just someone you made
No,
up?
that's
Mate?
Jonah Hex, man. I just sort of sat down here at like 20 to 8 and thought, what can I draw? And just Jonah seemed to be the go.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, good,
went with that.
excellent, mate.
Yeah, wicked.
And we have Jackie Trangs just sent his through.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that is
Oh, very good.
Wow.
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Very
That's
good,
awesome, man.
Is that anyone in particular, Jackie?
Not really. I just saw a guy smoke at a kebab shop like earlier, and I was like, you know what, that's a good pose.
yeah. Smoking in a kebab shop?
Inspiration from everywhere.
That's
Awesome,
Western
Jackie.
Sydney for you there, Dave.
It's Western, yeah, exactly.
West Sydney, yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's like the bloody Wild West out there, I tell you.
Thanks, Danny.
Smoking a kebab.
Yeah, well, ever since Alex Major moved in, anyway.
Oh yeah, I've definitely put the value of real estate a bit lower here in Parramatta.
All right, well, let's go into our shameless self-promotion section. But it's not too late if you're madly trying to scroll
we'll send something through.
on a piece of parchment. You can attach it to your homing pigeon and get it to us in the next sort of 20 minutes. We can still show it. But until then, let's do a little bit of this.
This poor person is looking through the newspaper for info on what projects our artists have been working on. And this lost individual is using a map to find where she can follow our artists on social media and buy their books. How about we save them the trouble and just tell them? We call this next segment Shameless Self-Promotion.
Easy one for me. Stellarlands.comx.studio just launched yesterday.
Yeah, good on you, mate.
So yes, get on there. Spedsy, you usually ask me this, so I'm going to ask you. Is it okay if I play that video?
Absolutely, mate. Go for it.
Now just got to scroll past all the amazing art. That was yesterday.
Who put that together,
Where are you
mate?
people?
That's a ripper. Who put that film together?
Oh, that would have been Max.
Max?
Max Ferrata, he on.
Max
Right, eh?
Yeah.
Is he multi-skilled to do technical stuff like that too?
He works in film, Dave.
Oh, but he
He's a
does
writer as well.
production. Yeah, I thought he's just a writer. So very good.
Just a
Good
rider.
one, Max. Well done, mate.
Just a rider?
I said that last week, didn't I?
I said just a rider.
Didn't I say that last week? I seem to remember you blokes pulling me
Dave,
up
you
on
seem
that.
to upset a couple of writers up top there. Who don't just write, who do other stuff too.
Oh, yeah, right. Not just a writer.
Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Hey, Spedsy, is this something you just wrote?
Yeah, I was just the writer on this.
The emphasis being just, is that correct? Or do we
Yeah.
just put it in quote?
So let me tell you something. The Black Plague is ravaging much of France. The city of Plouvois has suffered a loss, totaling an estimated 55,000. A rogue branch of the French military is responding to Plouvois' plight by murdering the plague at its source. The people infected. That's right. This is a story about a lady warrior who, when death comes to her door, she responds in kind with 2 hatchets and a bad attitude. I would love to get. So we have a Kickstarter launchy notify me thing. After you have pledged to Stellarland, you can go to rosie.comx.studio. I'd love to get 3 more people on the little following thing, and then we'll probably launch this son of a gun. So yeah, go take a look. It features artwork and was co-created by Lee Chalker, Ryan Vella, and Ben Sullivan. It's been a long time in the making, and it's something we're all very proud of. Love for you to go have a look. But until then, quick.
I'm going to keep mine quick. You can get these 2 books, Fly Boys, featuring many of the artists around here today. And you can get Propeller Ella from detectivebudgie.com, but you can also get these 2 comics. Let me just find my mouse. At Greenlight Comics in Adelaide Comic Book Centre.
Right.
There it is, next to some ComX friends. Dark Heart. We got the Targa I'm a big fan of, and well, here's the good stuff. That's where you need to be. Okay.
Yeah, I designed the logo on that with him, so I'm finding on that shelf.
That's right. So, and if you want go online, detectivebudgie.com. Thank you. I'm gonna actually retire now and just try to be like a cool cowboy in the background. So, thanks.
Kelsey, where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram mostly, so I'm on at Gloomrains. I've got stuff that I'm doing at the moment, but again, life just keeps getting in the way, unfortunately. But I try to be as active as I can on Instagram mostly. And I hope you like my alien cowgirl.
Yeah.
Very good.
First time I've been able to draw something random in months.
It's a bit like that.
Next time you're on the show, I'd like if you could have an 8-page story of her ready to go. That would be good. Yeah. Alex.
Yeah, not much to promote, but I have a panel in this, so buy it. It's at the comic store. And then also, I have a page in this, so buy this too. And also, I don't know if anybody's on the Facebook machine, but Ryan Vella's putting together something for a lot of artists. I'm very excited about that. And I really like how this book showed up with like a page per artist. It was really cool. So I'm very happy to be part of another anthology like that. So it's going to be a Battery Hen 3. So I expect that next year, according to him. So I'm really excited to be part of that. And then and that's about it. I'll let Nick May do all the other stuff and then react to all the animations I've done before to promote the shows.
Can I talk, Alex? Yes. I just want to say exactly the same as Alex. So where Alex has a panel, I've got a panel. Where Alex has a page, I've got a page. I've got a couple of pages in Zombie Basketballer. Thanks, Alex. And you can find my stuff, my drawings on Instagram at Chernobyl. And eventually, Vamoose, its Evolution Baby is going to come out, except that I found out that nobody buys green covers. So,
what?
What? What's that? Tell me more.
Somebody was saying, I don't know who it was, someone online, that comics that have green covers don't sell. So really sorry, Rod, for undermining everything. But over to you, Angie.
Just to interrupt, so poor Angie, that's you're talking about Vamoose 4. So I approached Angie in, I think, 2021 about
I think it was 2020. No, I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Vamoose 4. So Angie has 3 or 4 pages in Vamoose 4. Angie's Vamoose 4 is only a month or 2 away. So I do.
Nice. I know. I kind of forgot about it because it was so long ago that I actually completed it.
Yeah, I know.
I thought, I got to get this done on time because I'm a deadline person, and now it's like, meh.
Yeah.
That's exciting though.
At the time,
Rob isn't a deadline person.
At the time, we were doing 1 guest per issue, and you were our 1 guest, and we were going to. The deadline was October 22 to be released in October 22. And neither me or Nick had even started, and I'd said yes to like about 14 other people joining us. So it's going to be like 65 pages or something. So it's going to be a big deal when it finally comes out.
Cool.
But
Nice.
it's been a little bit embarrassing to have your stuff on my hard drive for coming up on a year, while everyone else is now everyone's waiting on me, but coming soon. Andrew, where can we find you and your brand new book and the like?
Yeah. So I'm everyone that's like, yeah. Well, how should I say this? So Career Volume 1 will be ready once I send out the Kickstarters, because I kind of want everyone who supported the Kickstarter to get it first, even though I've got it. But after that, it's available on my. I don't know how I'm gonna. It'll be online somewhere. But you can catch me. I'm usually at in Northern Victoria. I'm at Beechworth and Bright Markets monthly usually. If you're around. What else? Yeah, my webcomic is a Hobart Rhapsody, but that's going to be a bit slow. I was going to resume that once all the Kickstarter stuff's done, get a bit more on track. But now I'm going to be working with Queenie Chan on her big project. So hopefully she doesn't fire me. So yeah, it's going to be a bit slow with all my other stuff, but everything's good. Other than that, if you're into UFC, I've got a YouTube channel called MMA Spice. Check it out. That's my little fun side gig. So, yeah.
Do you fight?
I fight in my garage with a punching bag.
Is that? Can we watch that, or do you not fight other people in the cage? Or just
no, just for my. I just break down like MMA fights on my channel.
Okay. I thought you host some. I thought that'd be cool.
Oh no, I would love that though. No.
I'd watch, but I mean, I watch either way. I'm gonna watch it either way. That's not the thing, but it would be. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm just going.
It might be some weird stuff. Like if someone came to me and was like, "I'll give you $1 million to fight an MMA fight," I'd be like, "Yeah."
Nah, but you don't need to fight either. You can just host it in your backyard.
Yeah, that'll do well, actually.
What is he doing?
He's just reading a comic.
So he's
blurry.
Yeah, that looks like Clint Eastwood. It's live, Clint Eastwood.
Reading a comic. I love it.
The old man with no name.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Chinwag, 7:30, ComX Network. We have Mr. Dean Rankin this week. It will be pre-recorded because he's a very busy man.
Yep.
But he'll still be there, and sadly, probably for all of you, so will I. Now there is a Kickstarter that Rob did mention, and the address there is rosie.comx.studio. But part of the Kickstarter is also my great mate Ryan Valla's solo comic, Battery Hand. So there are options to get both comic books. Even if you don't get Ring Around the Rosie, do yourself a favour and get Battery Hen, because it's Ryan Valla at his best. It's probably the best thing I've seen him do, and I've seen a lot of Ryan Valla's stuff, trust me. I would also like to shout out to Max from Stellar Lands, because I was talking to Sizz today, and I got to say, I've read Stellar Lands. And I like it. I think everyone should get behind it. And you know, the best part about it too is Dave Dye will be happy with this because it'll hit a sweet spot with Dave Dye, the pricing machine, man. 48 pages plus, so all up with your covers, 52 pages for $15. Now, man, that's pretty good deal. I don't even think I could do that with one of my comic books. So do investigate that, and it's well worth it. It's a beautiful thing. Look, and other than that, just got to say, everyone keep drawing. Some beautiful artwork coming in today. Everyone's having fun. All the contributors. And don't forget to send your emails to Shane because we want more of Spedsy's jokes. Where would we be without Spedsy? So that's it for me.
Dave.
Me? Okay.
Dave.
I pretty much finished this now. So here we go. If you've got a,
hang on, I'll bring you up.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Nice.
really, really nice, Dave.
Awesome.
That's wicked, Dave.
Yeah, that's cool.
right. My stuff is available here at ownerindie.com. You can get it. That's an online shop. And there's a lot of other independent Australian comic creators got their work there. So if you don't want to buy my stuff, have a look at the other people there. Also, same thing for the ComX shop of mine. I've got my stuff in there, but if you don't want to buy my stuff, have a look at all the other stuff that's available at the ComX shop. And one flat rate posting with the ComX shop. I've also got some comics at Heroes Headquarters, brick and mortar in Ballarat, Victoria. I just thought I'd mention, in keeping in vogue with tonight, I've got a Rick McClune story here inside Sky's Cavern Library number 3. It's a Western adventure story where Sky meets Rick McClune. That's a Western. And here's a Western that a mate of mine, Roger Stitson, wrote and I illustrated, called Tales of the Blue
yes,
Flame.
very nice.
So that's another Western. So it's a great little yarn. All right, that's it for me. Over to Jackie. Is that Jackie next yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything really cool. I just draw. I just draw every day when I can, and then get better, and that's really about it.
Do you put your work on Instagram or anything, Jackie?
I am on the 8th Hokage art, which I probably should have put on that little thing under my name, but I'll remember for next time.
I did. You had an ingenious idea of drawing Pokemons on Pokemon energy cards, which I thought was such a rad idea. I kind of wanted to steal it.
You know what's funny? People are paying like good dollar for it, and it's just only taking like $1 a minute to draw. Okay, I can take advantage of this whilst the market's hot.
Yeah,
Pokemon cards are being ridiculously paid for at the moment. Like I know one guy in Western Sydney who paid his house with Pokemon cards.
Yeah,
and Western Sydney real estate isn't cheap.
Yeah,
No.
That's amazing. Lee was talking about Battery Hen. That's where I went running. I could not for the life of me find it. This is put together by Ryan Vella, obviously. Sizzle and myself, Psycho Janitor and ComX, were teaming up to put this thing out. And it is absolutely balls to the wall Ryan Vella at his best / worst, like just wreaking havoc on every single page. I say worst in a loving way, as in like you're getting to see the depths of Ryan's brain with some truly trippy,
that's scary
stuff. Yeah. So that is on the Rosie Kickstarter. It's a Rosie Battery Hen Kickstarter together, rosie.comx.studio. Now, for those who don't know, as we on the road to the 100th episode, we like to end our show with a bit of a celebration of sorts. And that celebration comes in the way of dancing, thanks to the man they call Alex Majeur. So we will take a look now at an animation put together by Alex as I scroll. All right, we'll wait for the music to kick in. Get ready, prepare yourselves. Did I click the right
Too
thing?
much of a build-up.
I can't see it.
There
That's
we
the
go.
one.
Oh, there it is. Lucky Luke and
Dance, demon, dance.
Pete
So
Wilson's.
Peter Wilson has a Kickstarter going too for the photos. That will be launching soon, so go check
Yeah, I got
that
to
out.
meet. I forgot to mention. I did meet Peter Wilson at the con. He's tall, but like everybody was telling me, like I was expecting somebody 5 times taller than me. He's just like about 5 centimeters taller than me.
Okay.
Oh, right.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, but you're a monster as well.
just try my best.
Ripper stuff, Alex.
Sorry. Thanks.
Great stuff, mate.
It adds
Yeah.
up.
Oh, yeah, don't know. You got a few there.
Yeah, and that's only like about half. Sorry.
I actually just skipped a few too because I realized this segment's going longer and longer. But Alex, what the people at home need to do?
I don't know. Nick can read it.
They need to like because they like what they're seeing here, and then because they like it so much, they're going to subscribe. And then, because they don't want to miss anything, they're going to click that bell to ring it up when a new video drops. And then there's going to be a devil in the toilet.
All right. Well, I think we did it. On next week's show, we will be talking and drawing Vikings, I believe, unless there are protests in the room. Lauren
All right.
Marshall is joining us, and she put forth, shall we draw and talk Vikings? So we are going to do that.
Nice.
All right.
So prepare thy bearded axes, for there will be drawing and drinking. Now, we got lots of emails last week about Quick's new catchphrase to end the show. They weren't all positive. Some of them had some somewhat harsh words to say.
Was that you?
One of the things was maybe I had asked the wrong Nick for the final sign-off. So as we make like a chinwag and start to wind down the show here, Nick May, I think it's only fair that you take us out with the brand new catchphrase that we might start using from episode 100. Tell them.
Don't be stinky, be inky.
Someone should call the
See you
police.
later.
The show has been murdered. But in 1 week we will rebuild it. Better, stronger, faster. In the meantime, head to ComX.shop and powder your chestnuts on a copy of Detective Budgie by Nick Cleary, Amazing Tales by Dave Dye, Vamoose by Nick May, Battle for Bustle by Lee Chalker, Radical by Ed Kearsley, Sluggish by Spedsy, Crimson and Rascal by Peter Wilson, ComX Presents featuring so many of the creators that have appeared on this show. And so much more. Alright Sizz, press the button. End the show. Don't make me butter your biscuit. Sizzle, press the button. Sizzle? Sausage sizzle. #Bunnings.